Paul, thanks so much for joining us. I mean, I was sort of tongue-tied there. I wasn't quite sure what to call it, if you call it a scandal, an incident, an affair. But there's certainly a soap opera-like quality to this, because up until now, Warren Buffett has been squeaky clean.
Absolutely. That's a central part of the Buffett brand. It's a reason why companies are so eager to be taken over by him, because he just communicates the idea of a corporate good citizen. And now this incident raises questions about how Berkshire is run.
And you point out, I mean, your article is very much focused on David Sokol, who he is as a man, what he has done for the community. Right. And he seems to have been really kind of building himself or crafting a reputation similar to Buffett's. So where did it all go wrong?
Well, of course, Mr. Sokol and his lawyers say nothing did go wrong, and he's being blamed for things that he doesn't deserve to be blamed for. But I think critics see this as a problem of Sokol kind of losing his bearings, that being in such close proximity to Warren Buffett, who has access to deals like nobody else has, perhaps Sokol kind of confused his role with that of Buffett's and thought, if I'm going to help my boss make some money, hey, what the heck, along the way I'll make some for myself.
Now, for many of us looking from the outside in, we say this, it kind of doesn't add up. How could someone who is certainly financially didn't need $3 million, that's right, the estimated profit he made on sort of, so-called front-running the Lubrizol trade, does it add up to you? Is there something more here? We've certainly seen Warren Buffett and his team reverse sort of their backing of Sokol pretty quickly. Absolutely.
I think Warren Buffett went from being sort of reflexively defensive of his subordinate to thinking that he had been badly misled. And at this point, I think one way of understanding what that audit committee report is it's Warren Buffett saying, Sokol is dead to me. I want nothing more to do with him. And it's practically an invitation to the SEC to investigate. And I think one thing the SEC is likely to look at is whether there's a pattern here. Have there been previous deals that Sokol's been involved with where he may have bought stock personally? That's a big unknown.
And that leads to the next question. Do you think there will be a formal investigation now, both into Sokol as well as into sort of Berkshire Hathaway's deal-making process that might have been, as you point out, linked to Sokol?
I think there is an investigation. Bloomberg News has reported that the SEC is investigating. And now that this has gotten so much attention, the agency is almost obliged to give it a very serious look. I think they're much more likely to focus on Sokol's trading than they are on Berkshire's corporate governance, and Berkshire does have in place all the right policies. It's a question of whether they're enforced toughly enough, and I think coming out of this, the company is going to go way out of its way to make it clear to the world we're redoubling our efforts to enforce the policies we have on the books.
All right. Thank you so much, Paul, for joining us today. That was Paul Barrett of Bloomberg Businessweek. You should read the article. Very interesting look, very personal look at how Warren Buffett's protege, David Sokol, may have lost his way. All right. You can catch the story, by the way. You see the issue there. It's Bloomberg Businessweek. It is hitting newsstands and the iPad tomorrow.